trapped down there till me and Mr. J are ready for you. Ha ha ha!
Gordon was taken up to the surface in the elevator. If I want to follow them, I'll need to do this the old-fashioned way.
Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Max and I play games, and today I'm continuing my Let's Play for Batman Arkham Asylum. Thank you very much for all the support that you guys have already shown on this series. Let's go ahead and talk to Henry Smith. How is he doing after this catastrophic situation?
Who else?
I told them he's a monster. They should fry him.
Calm down. I'll stop him.
Alright, so cool. So of course, as Batman mentioned, we have to figure out a way how to get upstairs. Now, as you can see, most of your options are kind of taken away from you directly by Harley. But what you can do is grappling hook. Use your grappling hook to maneuver up. Now, I believe that this is our first time shimmying across a gap, something that you do relatively early on in the sequel of this game, but we'll get to that in due time as well. For now, let's just continue back to what we are discussing. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for the support in the first 2 episodes. I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying it. Sorry for the hold up. It's really just, you know, running my other channel, Blitzwinger, and other things have gotten in the way. But I promise that the Max Plays Games channel has a ton of cool content coming your way. This really will be kind of much more my creatively, kind of where I get to play with my creative juices. And that sounds really wrong and dirty, but this is going to be the really kind of channel that I am very much looking forward to doing some unique stuff with. Of course, doesn't mean that the Blitzwinger channel won't have some creative stuff on there. It does as well. It's just that the Blitzwinger channel is much more, you know, family friendly and such, so I do try to kind of monitor how I talk and everything. And here I can be just much more liberal with whatever I want to say, talk about, and things like that. So, oh yeah, and by the way, guys, thanks a lot for nearly 100 subscribers. That is fantastic as well. Now, right now, we can't access this wall, but later on, it will be very important for us. So for now, let's go ahead and exit from this room and head back onto our pathway. Sorry, am I going the... I think I'm going the right way. Alright, so let's go ahead and shimmy across the ledge. Imagine falling down. Imagine what Batman has to go through. I mean, like, at this point, it's like, come on, Batman, is this really worth it? This is craziness. But one thing that I forgot to mention about this game that I really, really love, and kind of a very atmospherical thing that I think a lot of people might have noticed. If you haven't played this game, basically the entire game is taking place on the Arkham Asylum island, basically within the prison. And it definitely feels like it. It's got a very claustrophobic atmosphere, sorry, and it does make you feel very enclosed, and you do feel kind of literally trapped in this place. And on top of that, you're trapped with a ton of different psychopaths. So, good luck. We'll definitely need it, and as we continue through, you'll see just the kinds of dangers that we have to deal with here on the Batman Arkham Asylum island. Alrighty, so looks like sorry, subject is too small. There we go. A Chronicle of Arkham. We've got our very first Spirit of Arkham. Cool. So basically, these are kind of side stories, side missions that you get to discover about the Arkham Island.
Through my actions, I have saved this cursed city. Where my own curse is to forever remain in the shadows.
Yeah, so as you can see, it tells you about the Amadeus Arkham and kind of his story and how he's involved within the kind of background of this entire place. And it's definitely cool. It's additional content, it's additional investment to have within the game. So, here we go. I gotta deal with these fellas now. Come on. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Fantastic. Come here. Bam. Alright. What the heck? Hey, I was clicking triangle for the longest time. Alright, and now final kick for you. Bam. Smell my foot. Wablamo. Alright, took care of that fella as well. Fantastic.
Any sign of Dad?
Not yet, but I'm getting close. Harley Quinn tried to slow me down. Dropped an elevator on me.
Did it work?
Of course not. I'll get back to you when I reach the end.
I love that. Of course not. How could it work? The one thing that always bothered me in this game, and it's such a small nitpick, it might really be just something that I don't like, is the fact that as you battle through the game, your suit, as you can see, it starts tearing up. And I don't know why it bothers me like all the time, knowing that I can never get my suit back, but at the same time, it makes sense because the game is kind of meant to play through on one night, so it makes sense that he doesn't have time to go, you know, replace his suit. Even though you do go to the Batcave at one point, so you'd think you'd get to change it there, but I guess not. But let's take a look at our upgrades, actually. So we've got all our Wayne tech, of course, a ton of different options in terms of what we can pick up. And I really like the inverted takedown. I often use it and need it to help me out in situations, so I'm gonna go ahead and purchase that, and I would definitely recommend it as a tool that you should purchase early on in the game, because it makes the entire game a ton easier to deal with, as you have a brand new invisible takedown that you can do in situations where, you know, you have to do the much more investigative predator type missions. It's definitely a very good tool to have for Batman to use within the game. So as you can see, my goodness, I always felt bad about this part, because it's like, I felt like if I could just be a little bit quicker, I could have saved these two. But unfortunately, you don't get to. So it is a bit of a much more serious story. Doesn't look like I can access this gargoyle.
Oracle, Joker's men have taken control of the cell block transfer corridor.
That's not good. I patched into a guard radio. It sounds like Joker's crew have got their hands
I'm surprised they can't hear us talking to Oracle.
I'll calibrate the Cowl's vision mode to isolate armed henchmen.
Alright, so now as you can see, now the armed henchmen are red.
I need to be smart. Find a different way past them.
Alright, so now I can access the gargoyle. I was like, yeah, I remember I have to get up there. So this is our first time kind of doing some sneaking against guys who have very serious firepower. And by the way, if these guys end up getting a hold of you, good luck, because you're most likely gonna die. I mean, unless maybe if you're playing on the easy difficulty and you have just the right amount of reaction quickly, you know, just you're able to react just the right on time, you might be able to have just enough time to react. But at the same time, how many times did I say time there, by the way? But at the same time, it is basically, you have to just take your time, go slowly, and just take them out silently, one by one. Do not press the square button right now, because that would make noise and that would trigger the other guys. I always recommend take down this guy, because he's a little, as you can see, a little further back than the dude over there. Sometimes it works taking down this fella though first, so it's really up to you. But I think if you want to keep it safe, just take down the second guy right over here. Alrighty, so now that we dealt with this, as you can see, we also have located the pheromones that we were after, so we're definitely on the right track. Now, over to this way is a very important area. We'll get to explore it in just, I think in not too long actually from the game, but for now we basically have to head back.
No problem.
Over here.
The boys are just finishing off. The Arkham chumps never stood a chance.
And look at this, he's having an interview with...
Our friendly neighborhood rodent is on his way. You need to set a trap. He must not leave this building.
Who are you talking to?
Look who it is.
Aha.
The pointy ears burning.
Yep.
I suppose I better warn my boys you're on the way. I won't. It'll be a nice surprise.
I don't understand how the TV is still working. I don't get it. And then the other thing is, he says, oh, look who's that. Like, there is no cameras here. If you look around this entire room, there are no cameras. So how the heck does he know that I'm in the building now? I mean, I'm in this room right now. So that's a little bit odd. I mean, maybe he just doesn't hear a reply from his henchman. So he just obviously, being the Joker, he knows that Batman has probably got to him. So I always found that to be a little bit of a funny kind of thing, you know. All right.
Around the asylum, dressed like a bat. I know, crazy. Personally, I think the best.
Yeah, that's not the craziest thing, Joker. Have you looked around lately?
It's the only reliable cure.
All right. So sometimes it's really difficult in the detective mode to see if the enemy is looking back or not. Like if you look at him right now, you can't really tell where he's looking, right? I mean, that looks like he might be looking at you actually. So we're gonna sneak up on this fella, take him down real quick, get rid of him, and then shoot right up for the gargoyles. Now this is where having the inverted takedown is very, very, very useful. So now we took out that fella. Let's take a look at where the other guys are. So it looks like we've got one guy right over here, which shouldn't be too difficult of a situation to deal with. Joker, by the way, is gonna let them know when one of them is missing, so you will find out about that. Alright, so it looks like I just got rid of another one of them. Again, gotta get the heck out of there quickly, because they will pick up on your trace and they will begin to fire at you, and then you'll have to do some maneuvering to get around them. So definitely not an easy challenge. Alrighty, so it looks like we still got one more fella to go, and he's gonna be very, very confused as he now knows that someone very, very serious is going after him. I love how he's calling for help. Yep, both your buddies are knocked out, my friend. Alright. Oh wow, that was funny. Did you see that? He literally fired. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go hang and then wait for the fella to cross. There we go, inverted takedown. I love the inverted takedowns, they're awesome. Look at that, you get to tie up guys and just hang them off. That's very cool in my opinion. Even though one time, I was talking to this guy, he's like, well, let's watch this cutscene first. Alright, so it looks like Joker is gonna send some backup into this particular area. So now we've got to deal with a couple more fellas, and they don't look to be too happy, and they of course know that I'm here already, so it's gonna be a little bit more challenging. They've got a bit of a much more intriguing pattern of movement.
Probably not even a man.
But yeah, one guy that I was talking to, he actually studies to be a nurse, and yeah, I know, guy nurse, it's pretty lame, but you can't say anything like that. I'm joking. I mean, I have no problems. I respect nurses and such, but basically, he told me that apparently, like, we were playing this game one time, and he told me that sometimes, like, when you get tied up like that, like, you can really, like, it's possible to suffer, like, a heart attack. Just in the process of getting like dropped, because if you're freaking out and everything, your heart can like explode in that process or something like that. Like, I'm not sure exactly what he was saying, but something along those lines, because I'm not a science magician, but that's kind of what he was inferring, you know. And I found that to be kind of cool, but at the same time it's like, wait a minute, Batman is killing people by tying them up by their legs? That's pretty brutal. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to go first. There's almost too many options now. Alright, why don't I take out this fella first, because he seems to be right on my radar. What's up, bud? Well, for you, you know what's up? I'm up. And you're going down. Okay, the other cool thing is when you have guys inverted, you can actually pull out your batarang and like cut them down to get a distraction. So for example, watch this. Watch, you see? So now he's gonna start looking. He's like, what the heck? Who untied him? Who did that? Who did that? That's great though. It's really fun. You really get to mess around with these guys, and it does make you feel like really cool to be just so much more clever than these guys. Oh cool, look at that. I got a rope-a-dope-a-dope. Cool. It's a trophy for, I guess, using the rope so often. I like to swing around. I like to, again, sometimes I do take risks, but for this playthrough, I'm going to try to keep it safe, but at times, of course, we're going to take some silly risks to keep it fun and exciting. Alrighty, so, look at that. Come on, go save your man. Don't you want to go save your man? What is wrong with you, dude? Look at this. Oh, God. Good thing I didn't just, I was going to go, like, fully just go after him. Okay. Bam! What's up, sucker? How's it going? Down and out. I love the Batman's eyes here. He looks so badass. Okay, so now that we're done with that.
They were just like family. How could you?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they were. Yeah, they really were like family. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and glide right over here. Because, of course, this is where the pheromones continue. And looky look, what do we got here?
Joker must have figured out how I was tracking Gordon. Officer Bowles' trail stops here.
God, that is disgusting. He looks like a zombie. Man. Joker ain't kidding around. This is probably, like, on par with the Dark Knight in terms of how dark this Joker is. If you think about some of the things he does, like, I think that this might be the most brutal Joker we've ever seen. Any iteration. Uh-oh. Who's that?
Yes, it is I, Edward Nigma, the Riddler. And more importantly, your intellectual superior. My genius has allowed me to easily hack into your primitive communications. My goal is simple. You complete a series of amusingly taxing challenges and, well, you'll see. Ready for your first one? Good. But be careful. Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait.
I wonder what he's referring to. Oh wow, look at that! I'm a genius! I'm joking. It was so obvious.
Let alone the world's greatest detective.
Alrighty, so this is obviously our introduction also to another kind of sub-mini-game throughout the entire game, and that is the Riddler challenges. So basically...
Batman, over here! I saw you clear the room!
Alright, so that fella is gonna come out here. I don't know why he was hiding in there. Shouldn't you have helped me? What the heck was that all about? You have a gun and everything. You could have came to help. But, of course, the Riddler challenges are basically like the Riddler trophies and everything throughout the game. You're given different riddles and different things that you need to solve to basically outsmart the Riddler. So he's almost like a overarching boss throughout the entire game, to where you have to take on a ton of his challenges and riddles. And again, guys, I will try to complete as many of them as possible. I'm not saying that this is a 100% walkthrough, because that would be very, very long, and I really want to just stick to the main storyline for now.
It was a massacre. Bowles came walking in telling everyone to cover the front entrance. Said something about Joker's army coming through the main gate. 2 of my guys moved to the exit, and Frank shot him dead. They never stood a chance.
Was Bowles alone?
Thought he was. Then I saw Harley Quinn. She was surrounded by Black Gate prisoners. They were just killing everyone in the room. I had no choice. I got in here, locked the door. I could see it on the security feed. They had someone with them. It looked like the commissioner.
Bowles is dead. They carried on without him. Must have outlived his usefulness.
Good. He was scum.
Well, there you have it, guys. That brings another episode of my Batman walkthrough to a conclusion. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. That would help me out a ton. Share the video and favorite the video. Of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, so that you do not miss out on any future episodes. Thank you very much for watching. You could always leave your opinions, suggestions, and thoughts in the comment section below. That would help me out a ton as well. I always try to read them all and reply to as many as humanly possible. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.